Hello friends, welcome back. Today we have a little bit of a different video. Wanted to take you along on a recent little trip we took as a family to Corpus Christi. I hope you enjoy maybe getting a little sneak peek of what this trip was like for us. Since the weather was pretty cold and windy, not really favorable for going down to the beach, we went down at least 2 different times. This time we went down just to get down there at least once, and then we headed out after that. So Durkee got a little bit of a chance to get in some of the sand and see the waves, and that was kind of fun. Last night we got into Corpus Christi. We decided to come here for kind of a business trip, family vacation, and yeah, we had some interesting stuff we had to figure out when we got here first, which we'll talk about later. But right now it's kind of stormy outside, and so we thought it would be kind of fun to maybe look around the area. We're gonna go get some water. We were able to go down to the Gulf today, but it's kind of an interesting place. Didn't really know what to expect. But yeah, we'll see how the rest of the time goes, but we'll show you guys what we're up to. So we decided to drive around the bay. We ended up heading over to Port Arransas, I think that's how you say it. And it was kind of fun to see that they actually had a ferry over there. So we got to take the ferry. It had been, like 10 or more years since I'd been on a ferry, so that was kind of fun. It was a super short ride. We hopped out of the vehicle, ran up to the front where you could see, and then probably in about a minute or 2 minutes, they were like, get back in your vehicle. So we hopped back, and then we headed over to, there was a long boardwalk that you could go on, and the waves are pretty crazy. It was kind of intimidating. I turned the volume down just because it was so windy, but thankfully we had this little wagon with us that we could throw the kids in, and then they weren't getting all the wind in their faces. And then we went to an aquarium. This is the Texas State Aquarium. It was really fun to be able to go and see the dolphin show. If you go at 11 or at 3 p.m., they have 2 shows that are about 20 minutes each. And so we went for the one earlier in the morning. I'm thinking our oldest turkey, he probably would enjoy it a lot more if he was older. He was kind of a bit overwhelmed by just all the people that were sitting around us and then the show, but it was fun to watch regardless. I was a little bummed there. the only place they had for getting coffee was out, and so that was kind of a bummer. So like next time if we go again, like bring your own coffee or something. Of course, I brought a lot of my own snacks because I knew they wouldn't have good food options there. But we got to walk around a little bit, thoroughly wore ourselves out. It seemed like there was only one day where the weather was actually nice enough to go down to the water. I will say, well, the whole time that we were out there, I had to sit on the lawn chair that we brought because otherwise it would blow away. That's how windy it was. You really didn't want to get wet. After spending a bit of time on the beach, we went and got cleaned up and headed out for some dinner. I got to apologize in advance. The audio is pretty bad, so sorry about that.
And Turkey got to play in the ocean. We got to play in the ocean together. Sheila got to get a mouthful of sand. Just waiting.
Yeah, so we found the ocean. Now we are just waiting to get some dinner. Interesting to see how it is. I don't know if it's normal, but it's been really, really, really windy. Like, I want to say up to 50 miles per hour. The gusts of wind are really strong. Anyways, it was fun to get out in the sun for a bit. It's supposed to be really stormy the rest of the weekend. But it was supposed to storm today. It really didn't. So the sun came out and that was really nice. So hopefully the rest of the time we're here will be nice. We'll see. Those of you that are curious as to what I ate, I got some of their tacos. I just ate it without the shells, and then obviously that wasn't enough to fill me up, so later when we got back I got some other food. Okay, we decided to tell you guys the story of what happened with the Airbnb, but the audio was really weird, so you could hardly hear anything. So basically, long story short, when we got to the Airbnb, it wasn't at all what we had expected. Like, the inside was what the pictures looked like, but the outside, it was really sketchy, and even my husband was nervous, and knowing that he was nervous, that it just seemed like the people that were walking around were a little bit sketchy, and it was like, okay, where are we staying? What is this like here? Anyways, we also realized the sliding door lock didn't work, and we were just a little bit overwhelmed when we first got there. Like, what do we do? We looked at trying to switch Airbnbs, but we would only get back 50% of each night that we weren't there. So out of like $600 or $700, we would have only gotten like $100 or something. Anyways, it obviously wasn't worth it to switch it. And we finally figured out how to lock the sliding door, so that wasn't a concern anymore. But there were just a couple of things where we were like, I don't know about this. I mean, we, I guess, didn't do our best at researching the Airbnb before we booked it, but it ended up working out. It started out a little rough, but in the end, we made do, and it was okay. We are going to go tour the Lexington. Is it a battleship?
Yeah.
It's really cold today. It's like, it says it's 52, but there's a wind blowing, and so it feels really cold. We're hoping that it's not going to be too cold in there, but it should be interesting. Something fun to go look at.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't. I'm hoping they have heating and cooling on the ship because it's really mostly the heating because it's pretty cold today.
Yeah.
I guess it's, I don't know. It could be down even to the 40s. Well, with the wind chill, it's definitely cold.
First of all, once we got there at the opening time, about 9 o'clock, then we caught a ride up to the top. It was really nice. They would give people rides. And then we paid the entrance fee, and it was a self-guided tour. So you were given a pamphlet with all the different areas, and we took off and started exploring. I guess I did not realize how tight some of the places would be, the passageways. So it was very interesting to be there in person. They had a lot of simulated things set up, like what the different situations, what it would have been like when it was in use. So it was fun to see all the different controls and just some of the technology. Now, I'm not gonna lie, it was very, very cold, as we already said, and so my husband, he wanted to go out onto the flight deck, so he did that. He took Turkey out with him while I waited inside, and they went around and looked at a bunch of the different planes and stuff on there, and checked out some of the different equipment.
Smile, Turkey.
Oh.
All right. Yeah, this is the junior officers' lodge or bunk room, which I would hate to be a junior. These say 1987, so apparently they're not current, but I mean they weren't the original. I'd never done that. I like those pistols though.
Look at her. See you, Mia. What are you doing? What you doing?
Do you mind if we keep going?
Okay. Okay. Say hello. We've explored 2/3. 1, 2, 3.
3/5.
3/5. Okay, we've explored a bunch of the ship.
I would say more than that. Probably 2/3 because
Yeah.
we went on that. We did the theater thing for 3D theater.
Yeah. Anyways.
It's a lot of walking up and down, a lot of good history.
Very
a lot of
interesting.
up and down ladders,
Yeah.
narrow passageways, and ducking through areas and stuff.
We're in the barber shop right now, if you can't tell. Kind of checking out the setup here.
Let me get out of the way. That
It's very interesting to see.
Yeah. this is where the regular people slept, I guess, sailors, and it seems very cramped and claustrophobic. If you had claustrophobia, you would not want to be here. And if you like to fall out of bed at night.
Berthing space. The word berth was first used in Old England in 1622. It meant a safe room or space. In the U.S. Navy, a berthing compartment was where the crew members slept. On 19 July 1980, USS Lexington became
More stairs.
Watch. You should show that.
Oh, that's not nice.
You just gotta watch because there's like these 4-inch things that you might end up tripping over. So Krista, you see this whole hatch here? They wouldn't have had these rails on these. You would have just run up and down. They put the rails in afterwards because this whole thing's designed to close, probably like if there was water leaking through. All right.
or of other ships, requiring the skillful use of lathes, milling machines, boring machines, grinders, power hacksaws, drill presses, and other machine tools, including portable machinery, hand tools, and measuring instruments, which are commonly found in a machine shop. That is all. Carry on.
Another thing that we'll look out for. Well, I could go for some of that right now. There's another one of those fire extinguishers. We had one of those fire extinguishers at one point.
Yeah.
Regional dental clinics performed over 12,000 dental procedures a year.
We're in the engine room right now. We're looking at all this stuff here. A lot of machinery. I bet it was hot down here while they worked on it.
On the other side of this bulkhead is the fire room, which is where the steam is produced to power the turbines. We use steam because we can take seawater, turn it into fresh water, then convert the water.
There's the hospital beds, it looks like.
Yeah, tell them about it.
Damage control.
Welcome to the USS Lexington damage control exhibit. Are initiated in order to maintain.
Got here at 9 and it is 9:46 now. Actually, we've probably been sitting here for an hour. I mean, we have probably been here exactly 3 hours because I think we pulled up about 15 minutes early.
So this is our last day here, and it's really cold outside, and so we need to get milk for the trip for tomorrow. So we're gonna go check out a grocery store that I heard about but haven't been to. So it'll be interesting to see if we can find anything interesting there. So I went on to Facebook onto the Trim Healthy Mama page and I searched HEB because that's where we are. I don't know how people usually say it, but whatever, the initials are HEB. And so we're gonna go in, and I saw they had sprouted bread and like Zevia Pop, which I've been really craving the Zevia Pop for the last while. But anyways, we'll see. Hopefully it's not crazy expensive, but we'll see what we find.
Oh, you want to say something about the HEB experience? I don't think we got the full HEB experience. It seemed like this was the low-income area. They had a security car in the parking lot, which I think this is the only place we've been to here that has that. The guy's driving around with his lights flashing. And then it seemed like they were understocked, out of stock of a lot of things, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
A lot of empty shelves.
I only found like one thing that I was looking for, but it was still priced kind of expensive. So I was like, let's just leave it. So we didn't actually get anything. So now we're just gonna go to Walmart and get what we need there. So while we were at Walmart, we stopped and picked up some sandwich meat and stuff. Picked up the fixings for some sandwiches for tomorrow for the drive, so we don't have to stop as often. So I grabbed pepperidge. Now this is not technically on plan, but it was the best option I could find. They don't carry their sourdough sprouted bread, their sprouted bread anymore, so that's a bummer. Anyways, I just grabbed this because it was the best option, and it will save us a bit of money, so we don't have to stop and grab lunch and take the time for that, which will be good. For our sandwich meat, I didn't want to grab a whole thing of deli meat, so I just grabbed a couple of these. They're not like the cheapest, but they're perfect size for what we need. So, and they're probably not 100% on plan, but like this one in particular is under 2 grams of sugar, which there is some sugar used in the curing process for meat in general. So anyways, decided just to go with it. But anyways, I was just thinking, it was kind of interesting this trip. It wasn't exactly what we expected. For one thing, like the weather, it's been really cold. I did not expect that at all. I mean, I looked at the weather thing and it was going to be like in the 80s or something it said, and I was like, well, that's great, awesome. But it ended up being significantly colder. Like today, it's been so cold that we didn't go down to the beach at all, it was so cold. But yeah, cold and windy. Anyways, I'm just doing pickles, sandwich meat, and cheese, and mayonnaise, mustard. Should be good. But it was really neat today because we got to tour the Lexington, and I'm sure not everything is the same as what it was, like how they had certain things set up, like where you did a cafeteria or stuff. They had like little stations. My guess was, well, who knows, maybe it was exactly where they had it on the ship, but they've had to adjust some things because like they have a cafe on there now, or they have like a restaurant on there and stuff. Anyways, the turkey got a tractor yesterday, so that's what he's playing with. But I was gonna say, one thing that struck me was just all the moving parts and stuff to the ship, how many different aspects there were, all the roles, positions. I've seen videos about these ships, but never been on one in person, so it was really, really interesting. Anyways, if any of you guys go to Corpus Christi, you should definitely check it out. It was the cheapest thing that we went to for sure. It was under $20 per adult, and then kids under 4 were free. So that was awesome. But the stairs were a little nerve-wracking, just all of the steps. But we thoroughly enjoyed it. If we were to come again, we'd probably bring a baby carrier, just because my arms got very tired of carrying the little ones. But overall, it was a really good attraction to go to. Well, yeah, the sandwich is done. Things are mostly packed. I was just gonna say, I feel like, I was telling Curtis, this trip has been a bit of a reset in a good way, because had a lot of, not a ton, but I just had kind of off and on where I wasn't feeling the best, just being pregnant and everything. So I've been taking it really easy, more easy than I ever did before with other pregnancies. There you go. Anyways, I've just been taking it much more easy than I have in the past with other pregnancies. And, is it stuck? The turkey's playing with the wagon. Anyways, I don't know if things are changing and I'm getting more energy now or what, but I have felt, I don't know, it's been kind of nice to go on this trip and stuff. So anyways, we'll see what things are like when we get back home, but right now, feeling like it's been good.
Thanks for hanging out with us and watching this video. Do let me know if you've ever been to Corpus Christi and what you thought of it, and if you'd ever been to the Lexington or the Texas Aquarium. I'd be curious to hear of your experience. Talk to you guys later. Bye.